Quest, episode 1. I'm your host with the most space ghost, coast to coast, M.Rexen, that's me. Nice to see you. So, what is the Musical Memoir Quest you might be thinking about? Well, it's many things. It's people who believe in things. People who just can't let it go, can't let it go. And what we do is we exhibitionize alternative acts from around the world in a fun talk show fashion. We take it seriously. We take time to sit and talk to artists that actually have something to say. Not random famous people or some bullshit like that. Somebody who can't look away, who ritualizes existence, who makes a ceremony out of being alive, and creates, and only creates, just to give. Those artists exist. I bet there are many of them in this room also. I call it wild style. Not like wild as in crazy. Wild as in natural. Wild as in old. Wild as in free. And the Musical Memoir Quest has found itself trying to get all over the shop, right? And we're trying to get people in that come to Copenhagen, that come around. And we're so lucky that tonight we have Zoo. Without a doubt, one of my favorite bands. My absolute favorite singer, Ruli Sharwara. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be talking to them in a minute. One of the things the Musical Memoir Quest also did was travel, because sometimes we can't get the musicians to come in. So we had to go to Pakistan. Because in Pakistan about 765 years ago, exactly, there was a guy called Jokubas Tamkevicius. He was like Jimi Hendrix, like a red spirit that just came there and showed them how to dance and how to trip out and how to do their thing. And every year they go through these rituals, just like we're doing it here tonight. Like a repetitive thing where you keep on doing the same thing, but you get deeper into it and you understand it better. Not like insanity. A different thing. Slightly different than insanity. But rituals is what we're going to see. I'm going to move over here now. So when we traveled down to the old Pakistan, we took a train from Lahore. 1,000 musicians, and all of their families. We rented the entire train. They rented the entire train. The family that had been doing it forever had been doing it forever. And it's a 54-hour journey to get down and get dirty into the heat and the mire of the dancing red spirit that is Lal Shabazz Kalanda at his 765th annual festival. And right here we're in the thick of it. And as you can see, there is a truly thicket of skin and sweat inside the middle of the shrine, where 500,000 people come to this festival, and they all want to get a piece of that. And they also do a ritual, another kind of ritual. Where they put themselves through Hussein's tortures. Have a look at their backs. Have a look at each of their faces. There's a lot of drama going on. They tirelessly do this for hours and hours until their chests are black with blood, no longer red or black with blood. And when they have come to the end of this ritual, they move on to something far more wild style. Into the mosque, into the white, into where there is a giant crystal chandelier. They walk after hours and hours. Five to 10 knives the size of your hand, all chained to the chains. We were standing there. You got blood in your face. You got blood on your clothes, blood in your eyes. They wear that all night long. Take loads of methamphetamines. Loads. And they run around with bloody shirts. And they cover the white crystal floor with blood. So that's a sacrifice for you. They're true artists. They don't accept reality. And they sacrifice, just like all of us have done. So, that brings us a little bit closer to the theme of these things this evening. Deep, old, rock emotions. Rock tendencies that stay deep in us, deep inside us. So without further ado, please welcome
the greatest ceremony.
The sacrificial.
Give a round of applause. Hey, Rolly, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? You feeling good?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Let's talk.
So,
Zoo, I heard that you guys have been around for many years.
13 years.
13 years.
13 years.
And tell me about the project.
13 years for our music in Indonesia is not easy, man. Well, we started as a punk band, like regular punk and noise band, just like that. But people laughed basically, and but then in 2012 I decided to make this band a project instead. You know, instead of a band, let's make a long-term project that will take half of my life to work on. So I decided to release the second album back then. It's 2012. The album itself was covered in actual volcanic stone, like 1.7 kilogram of stone. Then you buy the CD, you have inside you find like a old paper written in this. There's a writing inside like a weird alphabet written. So what the fuck is this on the? And then it's actually the lyrics. So there's like a cue of how to translate that. So decipher that, yeah.
But that's something that you created.
Yes, I created the alphabet back then, only the alphabet. But then they try to use the formula to decipher, and it's actually 10 different languages of traditional Indonesian languages. So they still have to translate again to understand what each songs mean. But by
you mean that your songs have to be translated into other languages to be able to understand what they mean?
No, for this for this album is showing the point that the album is actually about language. That's why it's packaged in that encryption. Prasasti means encryption. Like the first time you find a civilization is from their encryption, from what's left. It's normally writing, right? So yeah, and then in 2015, the next album. So this time I work with architect consultants from Indonesia, and I want them to, can you build me a blueprint of actual city? But I tell them the whole mythology, the legends, the story behind the creation of the city and the destruction of it. So these architects, they draw me like 4 phases of the city, from it's like as normal and then become an advanced city and then slowly destroyed. And also the album is, of course, obviously it's about architecture. And then
Obviously.
obviously about architects. But if you download the album, it's available for free online, and you'll find like a small article about the mythology of the history of the city.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, still in Bahasa Indonesia. But there you could find. I cannot tell the whole story because it's gonna take forever. But the point is, when you look at the drawing, the history, and then you find there's like when the city destroyed, you find there's like a writing that's similar to the previous album. So you know that these 2 albums are connected somehow, but you still don't know what it is. But when you also download the album online, you can find a font of this alphabet, and then how is written.
Yeah.
You know, like there's like
Phonetic and
yeah,
also
yeah, and
how
stuff
you
like
say
that.
it, like, as well. Or,
Yeah, but it's very basic at this point.
Yeah.
It's very basic.
And we can hear that tonight also. These
Wait.
alphabet or what? Okay.
Now at this time, we are in next month we are going to release a new one. The new one. This is the very big milestone for us as a band, because now we are going to introduce everything. Now, why it was written in this alphabet? Because the theme this album is a religion. So this is the idea. Tonight we are gonna play only sets from basically from upcoming album, right? The reason is that now we have the language ready. The language is ready. You have the grammars inside. You have all the how this language will be spoken. Everything is there. And then there's like there will be in 1 month online dictionary, and then it's ready. But the reason I created this language system and the alphabet is actually this. So I wrote basically 17 chapters, 17 sub-chapters, like 17 what you call this in Bible. Something like that. There are 17 of them. And then I did workshop with some people, random people who want to volunteer and participate. I teach them how the language works, and then I give them the online dictionary, and then they have to translate, because I converted my writing into this new language, and then they have to translate this back to Indonesia, but only use the dictionary.
Yeah.
And they did that, and the results are sometimes completely different, like from what I intended, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Which is the point of why we make this layered language. So then when I publish the translated Bible, basically, people will think, this is what it sings about, or is it? Because it's only translated by the translators, you know? So at this point in time, the civilization you see has reached its point where they find a religion. Yeah. So
now but kind of I hear you saying, is it like, so you had the language, and then you had the city, and now you're going to give it a god, or give it a religion, give it something to believe in. No, but I'm saying not a god. You have religion. What I meant was like, so is that the way? Is it like was that the build-up that?
Not exactly.
Explained? No.
So the previous album, the 2 albums before this, the language and architecture, I call it prehistoric phase. So in the Bible, not in the Bible, in that scrolls, in chapter 3, this is talk about a history, and in this chapter you will find out about the previous city that was on the previous album. And then, so it's basically the scrolls, the 17 scrolls that is being translated now is actually written by the survivors of the previous civilization that was destroyed from the previous album. So they left the future generation with the 17, I call it Khawagaka, or 6 teachings, you know, and then they left it for us to understand.
You build a whole mythology around it.
But then the next album will be science and technology, and then after that there will be migrations and nations, and then after that there will be war, and then we'll be finished by 2025 with the theme of culture, where we will have everything. We will have how the economy system works. I still don't know how to do with that yet, but at least I have the vision of what because in 2012 I didn't even think how to make original album like this.
No, sure.
But slowly I found out a little bit more, and add to that.
I think it's a gift to the world, man.
Something like that.
What do you guys think about all this? Huh?
Okay, maybe Dimas first.
Huh? What do you think about this?
Lampu. Aku nangkep ngomong apa itu?
Cannot speak English.
Yeah. Just say something bad to me. It's fine. It's fine. Just. How do you come up with the music? Do you come up with the music together and things, or is it and how you've been playing together for so many years? You must know each other very well musically. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, everything is like with this band is tentang apa lagi? Tentang apa lagi?
Musik.
Oh, music ya. Musical is like yeah, it's really what story is the first time we the music is like for like a punk band, hardcore band. Why you know? yeah, and then we like
this guy, man.
Like the music's like work on with the concept. And for this new upcoming album is like it's like a little bit hard for me. It's like I usually like play so fast and then something like that, and then suddenly I should play like okay. I just to chill and then okay. Okay.
Yeah, for the concept, you're changing your style.
I totally changed my drum style.
You sacrificed it.
Yeah, sacrificed. Actually, he is the punk boy.
Oh yeah, he looks at it.
Okay.
So I wonder if other things that we could talk about that's interesting.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Well, I think it would be interesting to know how you got. What's the fight like in Indonesia with this? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
About what? The fight?
Yeah, well, like, what's the, you started as a punk band, you said, and everybody just laughs at you. And then you made it into a giant project that's going to last 25 years about human existence, and everybody was just like, whoa, come and play on my radio station. Or
I don't think so. I don't think they will hate us even more.
Yeah, they hate you even more.
Of course.
That's the tactic.
Yeah, that's...
Great.
Yeah, they will probably put me to jail because religion, seriously, this is very sensitive issue if you talk about religion in Indonesia right now, because the rise of fundamentalists is also a big thing now, and everything's suddenly become very sensitive topics. Everything's like, and also with the Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, everything's going viral if you do just a tiny bit of touching a little bit of religion, topic in your post or something like that, or whatever. So that's
a serious situation.
This is quite.
How are you gonna protect yourself from that?
I actually gonna raise the stake. I will probably create, if I have time, next month. Before the album is released, I'm gonna probably going to make like a hoax video of. I will show them like just a hoax. There's so all information but no data. Just like. We find like a 17 ancient scrolls. We don't say where it is. We just like showing because somebody else, my friend is a visual artist, is making the scrolls from scratch. Yeah, so it's like from a tree and then make it into a paper and then tattoo the ink into the papers to write this 17 chapters. So we will just shoot him doing it, and then saying it's apparently the 17 scrolls are 6 teachings, which is now being translated to Indonesian and English, and then something like that. So probably I'm gonna make something like even make it even more impactful, I guess. Yeah.
So you just So what you're saying is the way you're gonna protect yourself is by just hitting it like a bull. And just piss them off even more.
Not to piss them off, but doing it
But just but making the art project even
Yes,
better,
even better,
and
even more
broader,
impactful,
that's
and even
better.
more
I
like.
understand that. Sorry. Yeah, that's incredibly interesting. It sets up a lot of things going on. Man, where did you guys come from? It's another planet. It's this concept. It's a large, an unbelievable thing that I've never heard of before.
But it's interesting. You, as an artist, I believe you have your own ideals and you have your own thoughts, your own personal. I don't know, whatever it is you must have as an artist. You know? Imagine if you have a project that will last long like this, and you can put all of that thought into reality.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then with and music, in the end, you will see is just another element, because there are so many other things in that that makes it. You know, music is art, of course, but apparently it's not enough sometimes. You know, it needs even more to make like something worth doing for the rest of your life, I guess.
Yeah, man. I know that feeling, of course. We all live with that. I'm working against that. Yeah. Well, I think that's all I want to ask you for now. I don't want to keep everybody waiting, because I don't want to wait no more for the music either. So thank you very much. So guys, Rolly Herman, let's go up on the stage. Welcome them up to the stage.
Musical